I'll never forget the day my family gathered around the dinner table, laughter echoing off the walls like the clanging of a mocking bell. It was my mother who first called me insane, her voice sharp and cutting. "You're wasting your time with this ridiculous obsession, Clara. Studying vermin behavior? You're going to disgrace the family." My father, seated beside her, nodded in agreement, his expression stern and unforgiving. "You'll lose your mind, Clara. It's unhealthy to obsess over such filthy things." What they didn't understand was that I wasn't just chasing shadows. No, I was trying to expose a hidden truth, one that lay buried beneath the grime and rot of decay. After years of battling the bureaucratic machine that dismissed my work as fear-mongering, I had stumbled upon an unsettling revelation. Rats weren't just carriers of disease. They were messengers, harbingers of something darker, a cryptozoological disease signaling an outbreak of unspeakable horrors. Years passed, and I became the very thing they warned me against, a pariah in a field rejected by the very people I sought to enlighten. I lost friends, jobs, even respect, but I pressed on, each derisive laugh fueling my obsession, the ridicule sharpening my resolve. Late nights blurred into early mornings as I conducted clandestine experiments, studying patterns in vermin behavior that were overlooked by mainstream science. I cataloged each whisper of movement, each scurry, as if they were fragments of a forgotten language. Then came the day when the reports of a new disease spread like wildfire, one that had originated in the very alleyways I had so meticulously studied. My findings, once dismissed as madness, now echoed through the halls of academia. The world was slowly awakening to the horrors I had uncovered, but my family remained blissfully ignorant, cocooned in their skeptical disbelief. Until one fateful day, when the weight of my obsession brought me back home. I stood on the front porch, the familiar wood creaking beneath my weight. The house loomed in front of me, filled with memories, some warm, others suffocating. As I knocked, the door swung open, and I was met with the wide eyes of my sister, who'd once laughed at my passion alongside our parents. She looked older, somehow more rigid, as if time had hardened her into an unyielding form. "Clara?" she breathed, disbelief etched across her face. "Can I come in?" With a hesitant nod, she stepped aside, allowing me to enter the living room, where the rest of my family gaped at me as if I were a ghost returned from the grave. Their expressions shifted from shock to concern, and I could see the flicker of recognition, the recognition that I had become someone they didn't know. "I know I'm not what you expected," I began, my voice steady but heavy with the burden of truth. "But I've been working on something important," my mother scoffed, crossing her arms tightly across her chest. "What could possibly be so important that it warrants all this? You're still chasing shadows." But I wasn't chasing shadows anymore. I had evidence, chilling evidence, and I intended to show them. I reached into my bag and retrieved my field notes. Scrawled across the pages were detailed observations of rat behavior, coupled with sketches of what I had seen. My fingers trembled as I handed it over, my heart racing. "You need to understand. I've documented abnormal patterns, connections to outbreaks that no one else has seen. I've been..." "Delusional," my father interrupted, his voice sharp like a knife cutting through my resolve. I took a breath, fighting against the tide of their disbelief. As I looked into their eyes, I felt the swell of anger rise within me. "You think I don't know what you've said about me? You think I haven't heard your whispers? But there's something you need to see." And then, just as I spoke, a soft scratching sound emerged from the corner of the room, a faint, unsettling noise that drew our eyes. I turned to the source, my breath caught in my throat. The shadows coalesced, shifting and writhing, and I felt the hairs on my neck stand on end. From the dark, A swarm of vermin spilled forth, their tiny bodies a mass of fur and eyes glinting in the dim light. They scurried across the floor, their movement almost synchronized, forming shapes that twisted and writhed, a grotesque choreography I'd only glimpsed in my studies. The room erupted into chaos as my family screamed, backing away, the air thick with dread. "What is happening?" my sis